about the Python keywords, guys. Okay, here some points we discussed about the Python quotations completing, comments completing, indentation completing, keywords completing, syntax rules related also completed. So today we'll discuss about the Python identifiers concept. About the Python identifier concept, we will discuss guys here. What is the meaning of identifier concept? What are the identifiers? And what are the rules there for creating the identifiers? So these all points one by one we have to discuss in guys. So this identifier concept is very very important. Enter the Python course every day we are using this identifier concept. Okay, na? So carefully observe guys. A lot of rules I'm going to explain here. So it's a more important topic here. Okay. So first of all, what is identifier? You have to understand that one. What is the purpose of the identifier and what are the identifiers and what are the rules for creating the identifiers? So these points you have to understand guys. Okay, no? Yes. So first comes to the identifier related. So an identifier is a user defined name. An identifier is a user defined means our own name. User defined name given to the given to the or given to a variables, given to a variable, given to a function, given to a method. Coming days you're going to get these all topics: variable, function, method, and given to a class, given to a module, given to a package, given to a package, and given to a object, etc. etc. These all are some identifier concepts, guys. So variables, our own variable names, our own function names, our own method names, our own class names, our own module names, our own package names, our own object names, we can create using this identifier concept. An identifier is a user-defined name which is given to a variable or a function or a method, etc. in Python. Okay, these are our own names, guys. Our own names. Why we are using these names? The identifier is used to create some memory in the memory allocation, and we can access that memory using this identifier name, guys. Using this identifier name. Okay, so simply an identifier is used to create create a memory. An identifier is used to create a memory in Python memory allocation. In Python memory allocation, and we can access or we can accessing that memory. We can accessing this memory using this identifier name. Using this identifier names. This. Okay, this is the purpose. An identifier is used to create a memory in Python memory allocation, and we can accessing this memory using this identifier name. For example, an identifier is nothing but variable functions, like I said. So first of all, consider variable, guys. Variable name equal to variable value, like we are writing. So this is a identifier, guys. A is a identifier only. When this statement executing, in that memory 10 value showing, and this memory is representing by this a variable name. Okay, so this is a identifier name, variable name, which is used to store this value in the memory. See, in this memory, for storing this 10 value, this identifier used. And this identifier is used to access this memory related value from this Python memory allocation. Using print function, print of A, we can access this A reference related memory value. So that is the only I given, guys, here. An identifier is used to create the memory in the Python memory allocation. Like this, we can create memory, guys. and we can accessing this memory using this identifier name. Using this identifier name, we can access this memory value. Understanding this one? So for example here, print A, like we can write. So in A reference related memory, what value is there, that is we can access. So this is the purpose of the identifier. Got it this one? Next, one more point guys. Yeah. So a lot of rules you have to be follow clear. Next point, an identifier contains what? An identifier contains what? So an identifier contains contains letters guys, contains letters. Letters means lower letter and upper letter, any letters lower or upper. An identifier contains letters, digits, digits. Digits means between the 0 to 9. Okay, 0 to 9 numbers combination, n number of numbers we can create. So identifier contains all letters, digits, and underscored symbol, and underscore symbol like this one guys, and underscore symbol like this one. This is underscore symbol. Okay, so when we are creating identifier name, in this identifier name must be contains or else identifier is a combination of letters, digits and underscore symbol only. Other than these three, if any other input is there in an identifier name, then it is an invalid identifier. It throws exception. Okay, when you are creating any identifier name, in that only combination of these things only allowed. Only letters or letters with digits or letters with underscores, like combination of these three things we can use. Got it this one? And one more rule. One more rule. So I said identifier is a combination of letters, digits, underscore symbol. Out of these three things, starting position digits not allowed guys. An identifier cannot start with digit. An identifier cannot start with digits, but can start with any letters, or underscore symbol, underscore, simply underscore symbol. Are you clear this one? Okay, this point related immediately discuss. See here, open the ideally and do the testing as. I said identifier is a combination of letters, digits and underscore. Check it here. So for example, A, B, C, okay, or else a name we can write. So name contains all the letters, lower letters only there. Ramu I given. So this is identifier name created successfully. If not creating, syntax error throwing exam. And the next capital, for example, Shiki like I'm using. Capital letters are used, no problem. Okay. So for example, Pune I'm using exam. So then this is also identifier. Combination of both we can use. For example, here first name equal to Virat, like I'm using. So here uppercase letters, lowercase letters, combinations there, and name one, name one equal to Rohit, like I'm using as a name one equal to Rohit. So here the characters and numbers combination is there. Okay, allowed. Next here, first underscored, first name is Sachin, like I'm writing. Okay, so first name here, characters underscore combination only there. Understanding this one? So like this combination related anything you can use guys. So next here you can see first dollar name, Raju, like I'm using. So is this allowed or not? Is this allowed or not? So I said identifier contains characters, digits and underscored. But here the dollar symbol is there. So this one is not allowed. That's why it is going to throw syntax error. It returns syntax error. If you are not following the identifier rules, then syntax errors returns. So whenever you are going to create variables concept related or functions related, methods related, class related, modules related, packages related, objects related, these are all topics we are going to discuss in coming sessions. So that time these same rules we are going to follow. If you are not following these identifier rules, so when you are working with these things, getting syntax error. Simply here, identifier, identi, identifier rules. Okay, or else creating the identifiers. What are the identifier rules like asking? So this is the rule one, and cannot start with the digit I said. So remember guys here. So ABC 1 2 3. So in the identifier digits allowed, in identifier digits allowed, that's why working, but starting place digits not allowed. 1 2 3 ABC I'm using, 1 2 3 ABC I'm using guys. Okay, then it throws syntax error. Because of this one, getting first position, in first position either character or underscore we can use. For example, see here, underscore name equal to Ravi, like I'm using, then no problem. Okay, now only in first position digits not allowed. Second position onwards digits we can use. Digits we can use. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Okay, remember this one. And next, one more rule. One more rule. Guys, here the 6 p.m. Python session, myself only starting. And today onwards at 7:30 p.m. Django course joining. I mean, going to start. Django course going to start by myself only. So any of your friend interested can inform to them for Django. So this Python with the Django, if you are learning, that is nothing but a full stack course. Python with Django. In Django only, UI related, database related, all you will get it, no worries. So Python with Django, web development related applications, you can develop it. Okay, so today 7:30 p.m. Only Django course going to start. And later the coming days, after some days completing, early morning session, will plan full stack batch, Python with Django along with UI technologies and all. So any of interested can inform to them guys. And someone asking about the Django, that's why I said this point. Okay, coming to our topic. So right now 2 points I said guys. So identifier contains digits, but in this first position not allowed. Okay, one more point. One more point. So keywords, keywords are not allowed. Keywords are not allowed as a identifier name. Identifier names. Keywords are not
Not
allowed
allowed
as a
as a
identifier
identifier
names.
name.
Previously, keywords related we discussed. So
Yes, sir.
keywords are the predefined
Predefined
reserved words,
functions.
guys. Keywords are the predefined
Using
reserved
words.
words. Okay, now about that we will discuss right now. Okay, so keywords are the predefined reserved words. Every keyword having its own behavior. We cannot change that keyword behavior. I said in the last session. So if I'm using any keyword as my identifier name means my own name, as a variable name, as a function name, or as a method name, like as my own name. If I'm trying to use any predefined keyword, then it throws syntax error. Okay, that's why I given this point. Keywords are not allowed as a identifier names. If uses, if uses, then returns syntax, returns syntax error. So check it here. Now come to here. So if I'm using 10, I'm using. Okay, 10 value I'm trying to store into this variable. This is I'm considering like a variable. Why means some people considering like identifier contains letters. Here I used only letters. Why it is not allowed like that? But even though letters there here, this is a predefined reserved word. It is a keyword. Keywords we cannot use for as an identifier. Okay, if we are trying to use, then it throws syntax error. This point remember, guys. So if I'm using like this, is this allowed or not? Is this allowed or not? This one is a capital I. Python is a case sensitive language, I said. So this one and this one both are different. Then we can use this one. No worries about this one. Successfully working this one. And later, if we are printing, then we will access this 10 value. Okay, now? So simply remember, guys, these are the main rules. These are the main rules. So when you are attending the interview, what is the identifier? Can you explain about the identifier rules? If anyone asking, so definition, identifier is nothing but what? What is the purpose of the identifier and what are the rules you can explain? If it is the BTech academic exams, okay, in BTech colleges, in your education also Python subject there. So in your academics, like a 16 mark question or 8 mark question, if you are getting this question, what is identifier? Can you explain about the identifier rules? For getting more marks, 8 out of 8 or 16 out of 16, if you want to get 2 3 pages, we have to fill it. Okay, so in that situation, number of points we are writing along with these points. So some other points also we are writing. For example, here an identifier contains any length. Identifier Identifier contains any length. Any length means only 10 characters required or 20 characters required, like that. No rule is there. Any length we can use. But coding standard is meaningful names, memorable names, short names we have to use. Okay, for example, I'm going to use one identifier name like this, guys. One identifier name like I'm using. So this is a meaningless identifier. This is identifier only, contains characters, digits. This is working, but this is we are not rememberable, guys. We are unable to remembering. Whenever we are trying to use this one as it is, we have to copy paste. Otherwise, maybe one or two characters or digits may missing. Understanding? So that's why instead of creating like this, short names, memorable names, meaningful names, we have to create readable names, we have to create it. So these are the coding standards. As a good programming developer, we have to follow the coding standards also. What is this one? Remember that one. An identifier contains any length with any length simply, but can use short names, guys. Can use short names, memorable names, memorable names, and meaningful names, guys. Meaningful names. Okay, so short names, memorable names, and meaningful names we have to use. Meaningful names means, for example, here I'm using here simply first name equal to, for example, I'm using ramu@gmail.com. If I'm using, so this is not a meaningful one. This is a email. This is email. Email equal to, like we can write. Instead of that, first name equal to, like if you are writing, this is not meaningful. Okay, that's why I said meaningful names, memorable names, short names we have to use with any length depending on the requirement. Okay, these are the additional rules, guys. These rules you have to remember. And some people they are telling like in identifier empty spaces not allowed. Empty spaces are not allowed. Like they're saying empty spaces means check it here. First name equal to Ramu, like this. So here the space is there. Space is not allowed in an identifier, like separate points giving. So no need to remember these all points. In identifier, what allowed? If you are remembering, remaining all things not allowed. That's it. Understanding? In identifiers, dollar symbol not allowed, like separate point giving. Why means some other languages allowed dollar symbol in a identifier name. In Python, not allowed dollar symbol. That's why separate point giving. In identifier, dollar symbol not allowed, like that. No worries about that. What allowed, if you know, remaining all things not allowed. That is only meaning. So when you are attending the interviews, the main points you have to give it, guys. Combination of what allowed in identifier, starting position what allowed, characters and underscore allowed. It means the digits not allowed, and the keywords not allowed as an identifier. These 3 points mainly you have to give it, and remaining all points, that is your this. Even though you are trying to tell 10 to 15 points, interview person not listening all your words, guys. So they are getting irritation. Okay, that's why shortly you have to give the answer. Direct points you have to give clearly to the interviewer person. Okay, remember that. So I given all main points, remaining all are not allowed, like remember it. So sometimes asking, can you give some valid identifier names? Can you give some invalid identifier names like that? Remember. Come on, let me know confirmation. Are you clear about the identifier? Is that clear topic? So it is a very important. In these all areas, we are going to use same rules. Same rules. And we can discuss number of points here. Space not allowed, underscore not allowed. I mean, what is that? Dollar not allowed, into not allowed, like that. No need to discuss in those all, time wasting. What allowed only remember it. And one more coding rules, guys. I mean, coding standard. I'm going to tell coding standard. If our identifier contains several words, I mean more length, several words related more length. For example, user first name, user first name is Ravi, like that there. User first name here, 3 words there. So like this, if many words there, this is working only characters there, no problem. But this is not coding standard. In Python, every word you can separate with like this underscore first name, like that. This is a coding standard. If many words there in your identifier name, okay, especially variable names, so you have to separate with underscore. Then easily we can pronounce this user first name, like that we can read easily. Okay, so sometimes guys, medical applications, if you are developing medical terms, medicines names related, if more words there, then differently pronouncing the people. Okay, user one pronouncing differently, user two differently pronouncing, user three differently pronouncing. That's why for easily readability purpose, understanding purpose, like this we are going to separating. This is the coding standard we have to follow in the real time. These standards. If it is a variable name, like this underscore separations we are using. If it is a class name like this user first name, like we are going to use. Means in every word, first letter uppercase we are going to write. If it is a class name, how to creating the classes, coming days you will understand. Okay, so when we are creating the class names, every word first letter uppercase we are going to write. When we are creating the variable name with multiple words, so lower letters with the underscore symbol we are going to separating. Understand this one? So these rules you have to be follow. And here also, for example, Kiran, like I'm using, no problem. And some people writing like this: user first name equal to money, like I'm writing. See here. So second word onwards, first letter capital. They're writing, or else every word first letter capital we can write, or with underscore symbol also we can separate. For variables related, this is the syntax we are using. For classes related, this is the syntax we are using. Okay, and next, see here, I'm going to use first name equal to Ramu. Is this allowed or not? Let me know. Is this allowed or not? Is it valid or not? What you are thinking? Come on, guys, be ready in the chat box and don't join the classes using the mobiles, using the laptops only. Join, guys. So yes, here I got many answers. Invalid, valid, like many answers I got it. That's why I asked here. So here, check it here. This one is valid. Why? I said identifier contains characters, digits, underscore. So here only character there, underscore symbol there. But multiple underscores I given. Same like this here, multiple characters there. Na? Same like that, multiple underscores I given. No problem, allowed. Contains characters and underscores only. That's why allowed. Okay, but this is not coding standard. This one is not coding standard. Even though it allows, this one not coding standard. Don't use continuously multiple underscores. Like this, if you want, you can use okay, every time with one underscore. Don't use continuously multiple underscores, guys. If you are using like that, whenever we are trying to access in this variable name, if we are missing any one single underscore, then this name is not available like that. Something name error exception returns. Okay, readability is not good. Readability not good, guys. How many underscores there here? Are you able to tell here right now? No, we are unable to tell how many underscore there here. So when we are using as it is copy paste, then only we are able to use correctly. Otherwise, if any single underscore missing or extra adding, then it throws a name error exception. That's why continuously don't use multiple underscores in your variable name or in your identifier name. You can use n number of underscores, but continuously don't use. Even though using working, but not coding standard. So we have to follow some standards, guys. Got it, this one? Hope everyone understanding. So today I'll upload one material there, the identifiers related, these all points you'll get, and number of examples also you will get it. Some valid identifiers, some invalid identifiers, you will get it. And these same rules, guys, next time whenever I'm discussing variables, functions, methods, class, module, these all topic, so same rules I'm going to use. That time you have to remember these all rules. Okay. So directly how to creating function, how to creating method, like we are going to discussing, but these rules we are not going to discussing, directly going to applying, directly going to applying. Hmm. Susma, you asked about spaces allowed or not, sir. So here allowed what available here, only allowed things what are there, letters allowed, digits allowed, underscore only allowed. It means spaces allowed or not. Blindly you can say it, spaces are not allowed. Okay, really I don't know that, I got that doubt. Then you can use simply first space name, working or not, you can see here. Okay, then it throws syntax error. Whatever you have doubts, everything using the ideally you have to test. So I given some rules, guys. Along with these rules, some other testings you have to do, which one allowed, which one not allowed. Practically you are going to get it. Then only getting more subject when you are cross checking. Got it, this one? Okay. So next, coming to the variables concept, guys. Coming to the variables. Python, Python variables concept. So here, what is a variable? What is the purpose of the variable? How to creating variable, syntax of the variable, how many ways a variable is getting a value. These points you have to understand. Okay, for creating the variables, what are the rules means? These rules only, guys. Okay, these all identifier. A variable is nothing but one of the identifier only. So identifier rules only we can use for variables also, guys. Simply, for example, first I'll give you the rules here. So in this place, you can change like this one, variable rules. So wherever you are using identifier, there you can use like a variable. So a variable contains simply a variable contains letters, digits, underscore like that. And the next, a variable cannot start with digit, but can start with any letters underscore. And next, keywords are not allowed as a variable names. If you are using syntax error throwing. And next, variable contains any length like this. There guys. Okay. So same rules, just name only changing variable. Next, when we are discussing about the functions, then in this variable place function, a function contains letters, digits, underscore like that. We are going to discussing. That's why no need to discussing every time these rules. You have to remember it. Okay. So now next variable related definition, syntaxes related. We will discuss this. Okay. So a variable is a user defined identifier, guys. Variable is a user-defined identifier which is used to store the some value in a memory and which is used to accessing that value from the memory, guys. Okay, so variables are nothing but reserved memory locations to store the values. Simply definition, I'll write variable or else variables are nothing but reserved reserved memory reserved reserved memory locations reserved memory locations to store the values simply. Okay, variables are nothing but reserved memory locations to storing the values. Using the variable name, we can store the values in the Python memory location, reserved memory location. And using the variables, we can access the this memory location related value. So because of this line, what you are understanding means, so when you create a variable, you reserve some space in the memory, guys. It means when you create a variable, it reserves some memory in the memory space. Based on the data type of a variable, the interpreter allocates the memory, guys. Python interpreter allocates the memory and decides what can be stored in that reserved memory. Decides what value can be stored in that memory, guys. Simply. Okay, check it here. By using variable variables, we can accessing values which are available in a reserved memory. Using variable, what memory we created, from that memory we can access in the values using the variable. By using variables, we can access the values which are available in the reserved memory. Okay, remember, guys. And in Python, variable syntax, guys. Variable syntax looks like below. So what is that means? Variable name equal to variable value. This is the syntax in Python. Variable name equal to variable value. So before the variable name, no need to specify the data type. What type of value is required to this variable? Like no need to specify. For example, A equal to 10. Next name equal to Ravi, like we are writing. Okay. So this is a variable name. Left side of the equal to symbol called as variable name. Right side of the value is after the equal to symbol, right side what is there, that is considered like a value. Okay. So at runtime, Python deciding based on the value what type of memory is required in the memory allocation. This is the Python memory. So for this int, this size memory is required, then storing the 10 and referencing to this A. And next, when coming to here, so here, for example, Ravi like storing and referencing to this name variable. Like that, based on the values, what type of memory is required, deciding by Python and storing in that memory that corresponding value. And later using that reference, we can access that value, guys. So before the variable, before assigning this value to this variable, no need to define a data type before the variable name. It means, so in Java, guys, int a equal to 10, like that we are writing. So before assigning this value to this variable, so what type of value is required to this variable, like that deciding integer type value required. So int we given. If it is a float, means point values 10.5, like if I'm giving floating values, so this line throws exception. So in Python, no worries about the data type automatically deciding. That's why we can consider like Python follows the dynamic memory allocation. Python follows the dynamic memory allocation. That's why we can consider like Python is a dynamically typed programming language. Okay, the languages which are follows dynamic memory allocation, are considered like a dynamic programming languages. So one word answer interview questions, very famous guys. Is Python dynamically typed programming language or not? Is Python dynamically typed programming language or not? Yes, Python is a dynamically typed programming language. How can you say? You have to explain like that. Before assigning the value to a variable in Python, no need to define a data type before the variable name. At runtime, dynamically based on the value Python deciding. You have to explain like that. Clear guys? All of you? Syntax, variable syntax. Okay, and variable rules also are given. Next, some points guys we will discuss here. How to assign values to a variables, or else how many ways we can assign a value to a variable. Okay, for this, so directly variable name equal to variable value. It means directly assigning the value guys. So for example, you can see here a equal to 10. This is directly assigning the value. Next, another variation, variable name equal to another variable name, assigning another variable name guys. Simply here assigning another variable name to a variable. For example, see here b equal to a, like I'm writing. So here a value is a 10, b value is also a 10. Okay, so here the variable name equal to here directly value not assigned, another variable reference assigned. Okay, like this also variable can get the value. So assigning another variable name. Okay, next variable name equal to assigning okay, then assigning some expression, or else assigning expression result guys. Assigning the expression result. So for example, see here c equal to a plus b. This is what? Mathematical expression, arithmetic expression. A value is a 10, b value is a 10. 10 plus 10, 20. 20 is assigning to this c, assigning the expression result to a variable. Like this also, a variable can get the value guys. A variable can get the value. Okay, now? So Rupa, here the difference, and no need to check like that, the difference between identifier and variable. So what is a identifier? User defined name, our own name in Python coding. Whenever we are creating like this, our own names, considering like a identifiers. So one of the identifier is a variable only. Different types of identifiers there, variables, functions, methods, like that. Variables are nothing but identifiers. Okay, na? So identifier rules, what are there? Same rules we are using for variables also. That is the concept. No one asking difference between identifier and variable like that. Different types of identifiers there. One of them, out of all the identifiers, one is a variable. Got it? Yes. And next, another one, variable name equal to assigning means adding. Okay, this value we are storing into this variable. Assigning function result. Okay, so right now you don't know how to creating functions. Okay, later we have a big session for this. 2-3 days we are going to discussing for this. So that time you will understanding this one. Okay, so just accept my input. Def is a keyword in Python. Def is a keyword in Python. By using def keyword, we can create the functions a comma b. Okay, for example, x comma y, two variables I'm writing, and return. Return is also one keyword. Returning this function result wherever we are creating this. wherever we are calling this function. Assumption, guys. So forget about this function. Coming days, we have a big session. 2-3 days, we are going to discussing for this. That time more clearly we will discuss. So in Python, def is a keyword for creating the functions we are using. By using def keyword functions we are creating, this is a function name. So function name is nothing but identifier name. So just now we discussed what are the identifier rules. Contains letters, digits, underscore. Right now I have only letters. Okay, so later parentheses required and inside that optional parameters. So I use two parameters, those two parameters added, and using return keyword, I'm going to return this result. To where returning, to your home or to my home. So where we are calling this function, to there returning this result. Okay, now here I'm going to use a result equal to add of 10 comma 20 like that. So this is the function calling we are calling. So because of that, this 10 value storing here, 20 value storing here. So 10, 20, 10 plus 20, 30. Okay. So this 30 value again coming back to here. Right now here, what is there? Finally output 30. This 30 value assigned to this result. 30 value assigned to this result. So after executing this, and if you are printing, you will get this result. 30. So like this, how many ways or else how a variable is getting value? Several ways a variable is getting value. For example, we can assign direct value to a variable, or one another variable reference we can assign, or one expression result we can assign, or a function result we can assign. Like several ways a variable is getting a result value, like we can explain, guys. Okay, next one important point. How to how to assign how to assign a single value how to assign a single value to multiple variables at a time. You know, in a single statement, how to assign a single value to a multiple variables asking. Okay, check it, guys. So a equal to 10, b equal to 10, c equal to 10. So same value, 10 value assigned to a, b, c. So now a value 10, b value 10, c value 10. So I don't want to create like this many statements. In a single line, I want to assign this 10 value to these all variables. Okay, like that. That is a question here. How to assign a single value to multiple variables at a time. So then you can use, for example, x equal to y equal to z equal to 100 I'm using. So then here x value 100, y value 100, z value 100. Okay, see here this value assigning to this x, and this same value assigning to this y also, and the same value assigning to this z also. X equal to 100, y equal to 100, z equal to 100. Like three statements in a single line working. Are you clear? Instead of writing like this, we can do like this. Okay. Next, this is the result. Next, one more point. How to assign multiple how to assign multiple values to multiple variables at a time. How to assign multiple values to multiple variables at a time. See here, a equal to 10, b equal to 20, c equal to 30. So different values, guys. A value, b value, c value. Like this, I want to write down. Then x comma y comma z equal to 100, 200, 300, like I'm writing. So this first value to first variable, second value to second variable, third value to third variable assigning. Okay. Now x value, y value, z value. Are you clear about this one? Syntax. Multiple values to multiple variables. If we want to assign a comma separation, we are using variable comma separation. Same value if we want to assign to multiple variables, equal to separations we are using. So that is the major difference. Okay, next, this concept technically consider like a unpacking. This concept is technically considering like a unpacking. So unpacking, packing and unpacking
Unpacking.
concept is there. So we will discuss that. And in Python, n number of days we are going to discuss in this topic. So I'll give you properly here. And remember, next session I will expect from you this packing and unpacking concept,
Okay.
packing and unpacking related. Okay. So now come to here. Now here, this is a string as HAI. How many characters there here? Three characters there. This is string. This is one object. A string object. String object we are calling like a string object. Contains how many characters? Three characters. If you want, for example, see here. So s equal to assign to s variable. Len we can use len of s. Three characters there. So this is a string object, means in memory, like one object is there. In this object, HAI, like three values there, HAI. Okay, this is the string object representing by S. So now from this existing Python object, string is one Python object. From the existing Python object, each value taking out and putting to or assigned to different variables is called as unpacking. Is called as unpacking as. For example, this is a bag. In this bag, three books there. Each book taking out and putting to somewhere. Okay, in different places. So that is called as unpacking. And next guys, I have three different books in different places. This all I'm taking and putting inside the bag. Inside the bag, if I'm keeping, then that is called as packing. That is called as packing. It means from the Python object, each value taking out and assigned to different variables is called as unpacking. Different variables related values merging and creating like a single Python object is called as packing. So right now, this is a string object, means contains group of values. This is a existing object. Now here, a comma b comma c equal to yes, like we can assign. In this yes, how many values there? Three values there. So first value to first variable, second value to second variable, third value to third variable, like that assigning. From the existing Python object, each value taking out and assigning to different variables. This is called what? Unpacking. Okay, now check it, A value, B value, C value. Okay, this is concept of unpacking. So when we are working with unpacking, one rule is there. Left side, how many variables there right now? Yeah, three variables there. Right side, left side means before the equal and after the equal to here. Before the equal to left side and after the equal to right side values guys. Left side of the equal to how many variables there? Same number of values must be required in right side object length. This is object. In this object length, three characters there. Then unpacking successfully working. Okay, na? Left hand side, LHS hand side must be double equal to RHS right hand side object length. Left hand side variables count must be equal to right hand side object length. This is the rule, guys, for unpacking. For unpacking. So next you can see here x comma y comma z equal to 10, 20, 30, like we can write down. Okay, now? So now here, left side three variables, right side three values. Unpacking worked or not means successfully working. 10 here storing, 20 here storing, 30 here storing. Then no problem here. Okay, so next now this is my input. This is my input. So left hand side, how many variables there? Two there. Right hand side, how many values we expected? Two, but how many there? Three there. Okay, both are mismatching, count mismatching. Left hand side variables count must be equal to right hand side object length, I said. So that's why here both mismatching. Then it throws value
Value.
error, guys. Value error is throwing. Too many values to unpack. Expected how many? For two variables, two values expecting. Many values given, too many values like it returns. Like it returns. Okay, now? So remember that. And next here, this one I'm giving. So here expected how many, how many variable there? Three there. Expected how many? Three values, but how many there? Two only there. So not enough values, not enough values for every variable. So again, you're going to get value error, not enough values to unpack. Expected three, got two only. Like this, value error is coming. Okay, so both the same count is there, right hand side, left hand side, then only unpacking is working. Okay, so now here, let me know, guys. Let me know what is the output here. If I'm executing, what is the output here? What you are expecting? Come on, give reply fastly. Left hand side, one variable is there. Right hand side, many values there. Many values there. What you are expecting? Hmm. So as of now, based on these points, you have to give the answer value error. Value error. Okay, like this one related, you are expecting. Okay, not too many values. This one is too many values. More than variable related value. They like that too many values you can expect. Okay, so here one rule is there, guys. Here no error is coming. One rule is there. So if only single variable is there left side, this is the concept of assignment. This is a concept of assignment. This entire one is like one object. This entire object is assigned to this variable. Previously, we created like this, a equal to 10 like that. So 10 is assigning to this one. For example, here the s equal to hello if I'm writing. So in this, how many values there? 5. So 5 variables not required. This entire object assigned to this variable. Okay, more than one variable is there in the left side. So here how many values there? Same number of variables required. Only one variable is there, that is a concept of assignment. More than one variable is there, that is a concept of unpacking. This rule, remember, many times when you are attending the interviews, people are forgetting this rule and selecting value error, but answer is assignment concept. Assignment concept. Okay, so now if I'm printing this x, you're going to get parenthesis format all the values. In Python, this is one of the data type. Tuple we are calling. Tuple we are calling. So type of x, then tuple type you are getting. Okay. So as of now, remember guys. So tuple means within the parenthesis like comma separating values we are getting, and tuple without parenthesis also in Python without any symbol. Okay, so if creating like this also more than one value, that is a tuple only. So in list, in Python list, like this square brackets we are using. Set guys, using the curly brace, creating. Okay, these are the data types guys. So tuple data type with parenthesis or without parenthesis we can create. List using square bracket, set using curly braces with comma separating values. And next, dictionary is there. Dictionary contains key column value format. So later we have a data type chapter. There more clearly I will explain it. Right now remember this one tuple. This is also tuple. List, set, dictionary. Okay, string means string object str like we are representing. Between the quotations, anything we can write called as a string only. Okay, so a equal 10, that is a int. B equal to 10.50, that is a float. C equal to true, this is a boolean value. Like that, different data types there. So in data type chapters, we will discuss it. Are you clear? So unpacking related I explained. Now packing related I want to do it as a simple point, last point, packing related. So here a comma b comma c, a comma b comma c equal to 10, 20, 30. If you want list format also you can give it, no problem. So this is the list object, packed object. Each value I'm assigning to different variables. This is a unpacking. Now a value, b value, c value there. So next I'm going to use LST1 means list one related. So between the square bracket a comma b comma c like I'm writing. So LST1 you can print list object created. So three different values, guys. Three different values merged. Three different values, different variables values merged and created like one object, guys. Created like one object, and that is referencing with LST1. So means three different variables related values we are merged as a single object. This is a packed object. From this packing object, this is a packing object. Each value taking out and assigned to different variables. This is the unpacking. So packing and unpacking you have to remember clearly. So later in these all topics, guys, when we are discussing set, dictionary, list, tuple, string, so every time packing, unpacking, we are going to discussing. You have to identify it. Okay, now this is about the variables concept. Okay, and last point for these variables, last point. Okay, working with star symbol also, guys. See here, a comma b equal to here 10. Okay, or else braces if not there also called as a tuple only, and I have many values, guys, like this. So right now value error we are expecting means matching not count not matching. Okay, next in this situation here star variable we can use, arbitrary variable we are calling using single star, arbitrary variable we are calling. So in this situation, guys, this first value assigned to this variable and these all remaining
All this
values
variable
assigned to this
yes.
variable because of this star. Star can accept n number of values in the form of list returns. List means square bracket. In the form of list returns. Okay, now see here, no error. A value is 10 and B value is a list of remaining values there. Okay, next here, star for the first variable I'm using, and next here not there. Okay, so it means this last value to this last variable, and these all remaining values, okay, to this first variable assigned. For this last one, last value, remaining all values to this single star assigned. Okay, so now here the A is a list of values there, B is a 70. And next, yeah, A comma star B comma C like that. So what is the meaning of that means? This first value to this first variable, last value to this last variable, these all remaining values to this B because of the star B assigning guys. Okay, so now A value, B value, C value like this. Okay, next in a single expression, two starred variables if we are writing. So this is the syntax rules, syntax error getting. So syntax error, multiple starred expressions in an assignment. In a single assignment, multiple starred variables not allowed. If you are writing like that, these all values
Syntax error.
expecting for this
Multiple
also,
structured
for this
expression in
also.
SL.
Both variables internally getting conflicts. I want all the values, I want all the values for storing like that, getting conflicts. Okay, that's why in a single expression, two starred variables not allowed. This is one syntax rule, remember. Okay, so remember guys, this is all available in the material. So today I'll share this one, and this related here, you will get it identifiers related, number of rules there, practice, and variables related there. Okay, and a lot of examples are given here, and the star symbol related also explained. So constants and literals are small topics only, but the time is over. I'll continue in the next session. Okay. So tomorrow I will continue constants and literal small points only, and then different topic I'll discuss. And these interview questions also are given here. So what is identifier, purpose of identifier, what are the identifiers, variables, functions, these all we can consider like a identifiers. Rules for identifiers. Identifier can start with digit or not, no. Can start with letter, yes. Can start with underscore, yes.
Understood.
Okay, invalid and valid identifiers. And identifier is case sensitive or not, yes, case sensitive. Okay, this also discussed. Okay, same like that, variables related also. And literals, constants related, I'll continue in the tomorrow. Okay, thank you. Thank you for this session. I'll stop this recording. If you're having any queries, let me know.
Recording stopped.
Yes. Do you have any queries?
Sir, yesterday